Welcome everybody, my name's Darren Herft. I'm the founder, one of the founders and head of strategy for Dancing Seahorse. I'd first of all like to offer you all a warm welcome on behalf of certainly Zebu, but also our company Dancing Seahorse. So I'm going to share with you this morning a little bit about our company, and hopefully I will try and do that in a way where we don't just share what we do, but maybe share why we've done it. So hopefully you can pick up some things from how we've gone about it that might be good for you to maybe utilise in the projects that you're involved with, or maybe not do it the way that we've gone about it. So before we get moving, I'd like to maybe just get a bit of feedback from everyone here in the room. Hopefully I think there's a bunch of people coming in as well, but just to get a bit of an idea why you're here over the next 2 days. So might just a quick raise of hands, I guess. Who's here, I guess, from a company representing a corporate or a business that you work for? A quick raise of hands. All right, so quite a lot of you, so amazing. Any of you here that would say, look, you're more sort of developers, Web3, tech, crypto natives? Any of you here in the room? A few of you, okay. Anyone, I guess, in marketing roles, just so I can get a bit of an idea? Okay, a few marketing people here as well. All right, so, and any investors here? Anyone would say that you're an investor? One or two of you here, a few of you here that are investing in the space as well. So I'm sure there's other demographics represented in the room, but it's always great to see. Fabulous to see a whole bunch of you from, I guess, corporates. I know that we do a lot of work with brands here in the UK, but also in other parts of the world. We've done a lot of work with brands in the music industry over the last 15 years. And we know that brands, I guess, are in a space right now of really trying to break down and understand what Web3 means from a business, brand, corporate perspective. And certainly in the area that we specialise, which is music, specifically how brands can get involved with from a Web3 NFT space in regards to music. That's certainly an area that we're spending some time in. So we'll share some thoughts with you there as well. Now, I do have some slides. I don't have a clicker. I've got a clicker, okay. Yep, we're getting organised. Look at us. Thanks, Ash. So much appreciated. I'm going to run through, I've only got like about 6 slides, and as I said, I'm going to try and share with you a little bit about what we do, but hopefully some things you can learn, and even from your roles, whether it be marketing or other roles that you're taking on board, maybe 1 or 2 things about how we've gone about it and why we've gone about it. So just to kick off with, I guess, our main focus, why are we involved in the NFT space? Why have we decided to launch an NFT that is encompassing the music industry, the music space? So as it says there, Dancing Seahorse is discovering opportunities for music artists and the music industry. Certainly very dear to our heart is that the role of a music artist. We've spent a lot of time over the last 15 years involved in projects that have been there to help the creative people in the music industry. And what we see with, we're creating with an NFT and the ability to utilise some incredible technologies that blockchain, Web3, NFT bring to the table, we think there are more opportunities now to help the fabric of the music industry, which is the music artists. And that's something we're very excited about, and something as a company we're very focused on. I think it's also super important when you're going into the NFT space, at least for our company, for the founders and developers and creators of what we're creating, that there is a real underlying substance and value to what we are about, what our project is about. Why are we doing what we're doing? It's not just the case of saying, let's create an NFT. Okay? And there are some people that have created some amazing NFTs for different reasons to what we do that have been highly successful so far to date. But from our perspective, it was about, okay, what really is the substance of why we would utilise NFTs, the blockchain Web3, to bring real value and substance to the music industry. And that was key to our, I guess, our strategy when we sat down and started planning Dancing Seahorse. There are 3 tiers to our project, if you like. I'm not going to go into all the detail of it, but the reason for the tiers, and I'm probably going to drop back from that slide because I don't so much want to talk about our drop. I'm not here to talk about, you know, our company and how we're launching and these things like that, but more so to talk about the 3 tiers and why there are 3 tiers. From our perspective, we've created 3 tiers, which each tier has an absolute relevance to what we're trying to do with different stakeholders in our business and in our industry. The first tier is very much for, if you like, investors in the music industry. All right, so investors that want to invest, maybe they've invested for 10, 20, 30 years, whatever it might be, in the music industry, and they're interested in what's going on with music and Web3. And there is a market around the world for people that want to invest in that space. Our Legend NFT, our top tier NFT, is specifically for investors. It's not to say that anybody else can't purchase. There are only 444 Legend NFTs, and we've really created that for long-term investors looking to be involved in the business from a long-term period, a long-term point of view. The second tier we are calling Premium. There are 8,888 Premium NFTs that we will launch at the end of next month. All right, our Legend mint and drop is occurring right now. I might touch on that a little bit more at the end, but just more so to share with you what we're doing more so than anything else. But the Premium drop is specifically focused on, if you like, more the crypto native. I know there's some of you here in the room already based on the little chat we had earlier. So more the crypto natives that actually love music. They may not love music. It could just be that they want to grab one of our NFTs in the premium space, but probably more so the crypto natives that actually have a passion. They really are crypto native oriented people that love music. Our second tier will be very focused, I guess on graphic, and that sort of group that we believe really have been the pioneers of this industry as far as what's going on with NFT in particular, Web3, the T area. A lot of drives come through that, and we're thankful to some of you that are here today and other people around the world that have made that happen. It allows companies like us and people like us to utilise this incredible technology to help build businesses and add value. So that second tier is for that area. The third tier is probably the most important aspect of the music industry, which is the music fan. And to create an NFT that was so exclusive that only investors could get access to, or maybe so exclusive that only the crypto native people that have got a bit of crypto in their wallet these days may be able to access, we felt that as a strategy as a company wouldn't incorporate the actual fabric of music, and that is the actual music fan. And our third tier is really targeted on the fans around the world that make the music industry, that support the artists, support the industry. We want to make sure that those fans have a way of accessing our NFT and all the incredible utility that will come with the NFT through that third tier. And we're doing that in a pretty interesting way where it'll be released in 40 different cities around the world. There'll be 3,000 NFTs in each of those cities, and it'll give those NFT holders that are music fans access to very specific boutique utility in the city that they're in. Okay, it may not give them everything that the premium shareholders get on a global basis, or certainly the legend holders get on a global basis, but it'll give music fans incredible opportunity to engage with the utility. I'm going to share a little bit about the utility with you in a moment. So that's a quick introduction. I'm going to now introduce two of our executives as well to come and share a little bit about what they do, and more importantly, I guess why they've got involved with our project, what they see as being important to the success of, first of all, an NFT project, in particular when it relates to the music space. So, guys, I'm not sure if how well prepared you are up there. Hopefully you're all mic'd up and ready to go, but just give me a quick, if we're good. No, yes, no, I'll just yell out when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to introduce Alex and Chris. Alex is a long-term business partner of mine from Los Angeles. He's got a very deep background in the music industry, and we're going to talk about utility in the moment, our specific utility. And as what the guys down, and I'll introduce them formally, we've really, for us, we've focused on utility as a key part of our NFT. Now, for some NFTs out there today, the creative might be the most important thing. Okay, and for us, creative actually has been a really important driver of what we do. I'm not saying that creative's the be-all and end-all for every NFT, and it might for other NFTs be irrelevant. But for us, because we associate with A, the music industry, B, some of the biggest music artists in the world, and they will be holding our NFT, and some big artists already are holding our NFT in the legend drop, we needed to make sure that the creative side of what we're building aligns with music artists around the world, the creative side of the industry, and make sure that it reflects and aligns from a brand point of view with what we're trying to achieve in the music industry with creative people. So it's been a big driver for us. But equally, or perhaps even more important, has been that of utility. We want to bring absolute incredible utility, experiences in the music industry that you may never have experienced before. You may not get access to, and we may be the only way to get access to these things. And we're going to show you a few examples of those in the next 5 minutes as well. So on that note, let's introduce Alex and Chris. Let's give them a big warm of applause, everyone. Welcome, guys. So what I thought I might do is, if it's okay, just to say hello and maybe just 2 minutes of background on what you guys have been up to. Alex, if you don't mind, as CEO of our company living in Los Angeles, I know you've got an incredible background in the music industry. Maybe just 2 minutes just quickly to say hello and just share some of your experiences and background in the music industry.
Of course. Well, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, so I'll just...
Hang on, we might need to...
Testing.
Are you good? Why don't we start with you, Chris?
Okay,
we're going to ditch Alex for a moment. We're going to move straight to our creative side, and we'll come back. Alex, sorry about that. So Chris is the head of a creative agency here in London called Nifty that we've worked really closely with. We had no past association before we met Chris to assist us working on our NFTs. A little bit of background. Our team, myself partly, but some other people in our team, we researched 50 creative agencies across the US and the UK. So 50 agencies. We came down to 3. We shortlisted 3. We interviewed the 3, and we engaged Chris and his team at Nifty to help us to bring to life, if you like, the NFT to align with music artists. So that's our background with Chris. I'm going to hand over to you, maybe just to say hello and just share like 2 minutes just on your background, if that's all right, please.
Sure, thank you, Darren. What a lovely intro. So I'm Chris, Creative Director and Web3 Strategist of Dancing Seahorse. A little bit of info on my background. I've run a creative agency in London for the last 5 years, and 2 years ago we set up Nifty as like a Web3 strategy. We set that up because we knew the technology was going to change every single industry in the future moving forward. So we started there, and I have to say in the last sort of year we've been really disappointed with the level of projects that have come out. I know the market's had a dip and there's been a lot of rug pulls, but we've been consulting on many projects for big brands, celebrities and investment firms, and we've actually turned down probably over 50 projects. And we've turned them down because they never shared our vision of the future of Web3 and it not just being a moneymaker. So when we first met Darren, it was probably our 50th meeting that week of different people wanting an intro. And the first thing I said is, well, what are you going to offer your holders? What's your kind of key, unique selling point? And that's when Alex started talking through the utility and instantly just blew me away. I'm sure Alex will come on to it in a minute, but this is kind of, the way I see it, Dancing Seahorse is a first-class members club to music experiences. And Alex's connections within the music industry, we're already signing up big artists galore, talking to big event promoters out there. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. They already have a club. So there was so much going on to get excited about from the start.
So Chris, thank you for that introduction. We might pop back in a moment when we show some of our creative and maybe just get you to share a couple of points that have been, just really key to you on, I guess, releasing what we think is incredible creative from the Dancing Seahorse perspective. So thanks for that. So Alex, how are we going with Alex? Are you on?
Yeah, it sounds like
fantastic.
I'm on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over to you, Alex. Just to maybe just share 2-3 minutes background on your experience in the music industry.
Of course.
Be fabulous.
Pleasure to be with all of you today. This is really exciting. So I got started in the music business about 18 years ago. I've had the pleasure of working as an agent and also as a lawyer. I've been able to represent and work with some pretty big names in the industry. People like Adele, Deadmau5, Peter Gabriel, The Weeknd, Celine Dion on the artist side, and then on the more corporate side, I've been able to work with companies like Fox, Bento Box, MRCI, Sonar Canada. So it's been a pretty exciting ride, but the reason why I was so excited to be able to get involved with this project was that over the years, I noticed that I was able to get access to certain experiences that are just very, very difficult to get access to if you haven't been working in the industry for a long time. And this is a real opportunity for us to be able to bring fans a lot closer to these experiences and provide that utility. That's the amazing thing about NFTs, is that this can now be a membership club essentially for people who want to get more and more involved with music and be a part of these experiences. So yeah, really excited to discuss more.
Cool. Thanks, Alex. I'm going to maybe just ask you guys a couple of other quick questions if you can just stay up here. I'm just going to flick through. So Alex and the guys, or Chris, just touched on a venue that we have in Los Angeles, which is very close to Alex's home in West Hollywood, Beverly Hills. It's called the Dancing Seahorse Club, obviously. It's built on the world famous Hollywood Boulevard, and it's a venue that we only open around once a month. So we've just signed, as a part of Dancing Seahorse launching, we've just signed some events for Dancing Seahorse. So Alex, the first artist that will play at the venue for just token holders will be?
It's going to be Polo G.
Polo G. So hopefully, I mean, you may or may not have heard of Polo G, but he's a very sharp rising artist in the US today. And then I think we've got maybe the Migos guys not far behind that. Takeoff, Offset, that we've obviously done a lot of work with in the past. So maybe just share as well your background with signing some artists that you've signed, whether that be at Dre's or festivals or concerts, just some of the artists there you've signed as well.
Well, yeah, we've had amazing artists in this venue already. Rick Ross, Iggy Azalea, Bella Thorne, Juicy J, and we are excited to continue this. This is going to be a really exclusive experience for our token holders. There are only 200 people, it's only a 200 capacity venue, so it's very, very rare to be able to see artists like this and be part of that exclusive audience, so we're pretty excited.
So it's our club. There's a couple of our seahorses, so that shows you a little bit about the artwork. So Chris, I'm going to get maybe hand back to you if that's okay, just to share with everyone, just for those that are not involved, maybe aware of all the detail that goes into the creating of a 3D image NFT. Maybe just to share and sort of like even, refer to a couple of the images up above, just to give everyone a bit of background, what's involved to actually come up with something like what you see on the screen there.
Yeah, well, it's been quite a crazy 5 months. I don't think many of our team have slept too much since we met Darren and the team. But yeah, what we love about Web3 and NFTs, and I think VFriends is a great example, is the artwork isn't actually important in terms of the utility and the token that you hold within the smart contract. But because this is in the music industry and the culture shifts that go on over there, we really wanted a really strong creative. So what we set out to do for our first 444 collection is something that has never been done before in the NFT space. We actually hand designed all 444 3D seahorses. We made over 800 custom 3D traits. Every one has its own unique crown. But because of how the NFT community works and what's expected, the reason why I say this never been done before is we actually created all the traits within their own rarity as well. So we generated a whole sheet of 444 seahorses with all the traits and the rarity, and then we hand art directed every single one. So that's why you can probably understand the team hasn't slept too much.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And there's probably a twofold benefit to that. First of all, there is just the creative aspect of the artwork. And I think, the world is sort of moving to understand the value of NFT artwork. Secondly is the 800 traits that you spoke about, individual 800 traits that are wrapped up in the different seahorses. It gives us an opportunity to do some interesting, cool things in the future with that, even from a utility point of view. It may be everybody gets access to the same thing, but it might be certain traits give you different utility. So, yeah, and hopefully, guys, you can see the quality of the artwork that's gone into the seahorses on screen. We'll chat a little bit about the actual music side and the utility. So, what we're specifically looking at doing, and we've started launching some of these events already, is things like getting access to the artist. So, for example, if an artist was playing here in London at the O2 Arena, it may well be that legend or premium holders get access, first of all, to tickets, VIP tickets, maybe a very exclusive activation, but also things like backstage passes, green room access, which is where the artist is hanging out for 4 or 5 hours before the show. So you can actually come into the green room. We've already been doing this in LA and in the US with some major artists, and it's giving token holders or utility holders or fans in the music industry we work with experiences they may not have been able to get access to. It could be after parties, it could be in VIP merch, a whole range of different things from a music utility point of view. So Alex, if I could get you again to touch on, just briefly, some of the events we've got coming up already for the Legend Seahorse holders, and when we launch Premium, maybe like 3 or 4 events that we've already organised where there'll be an incredibly upmarket Dancing Seahorse activation inside these concerts and festivals.
Yeah, of course. So we have VIP activations happening, first of all, at Bad Bunny and Diplo on September 30th. It's at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. We have a VIP activation happening at Jack Harlow at the Barclays Center in New York on October 7th. We have, like we explained earlier, we have Polo G coming to our venue on November 4th. On November 16th, we have an activation for Post Malone, also in Los Angeles at Crypto.com Arena. We're working on an activation for Gucci Mane in December in Las Vegas, and this is something that we just intend to continue rolling out on a regular basis, making us really the first NFT project ever to have this many activations.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I think, I know obviously I'm Australian, I know we've just signed Elton John.
That's right.
Elton John, a really big activation in Sydney.
That's correct.
For the tour that's happening there early next year, and a bunch of other artists in Australia. There's other artists in Europe. There'll be artists here in the UK. But some of those names, so Bad Bunny, I don't know if all of you know of Bad Bunny, but September 30, so literally next week at SoFi, where they had the Super Bowl, the new Super Bowl stadium in Inglewood, Los Angeles, will host a concert where in the football field, if you wanted to go to this concert, the minimum price per ticket is $1,000 US, okay, to go and watch an artist called Bad Bunny. Then the whole stadium's sold out. It's sold out 2 nights in a row, and we've got a really VIP premium activation for that event where our Legend Seahorse holders or token holders are already getting access to be at that event in sort of 10 days' time. But again, other artists like Post Malone at Crypto.com, which used to be Staples, now rebranded Crypto.com. Jack Harlow in New York, who's booming, and Gucci obviously in Dre's at Vegas. So there's just some samples, but we'll be rolling out an incredible amount of utility with the world's biggest music artists. Another area that we're really excited about as we sort of look to sort of come and wrap things up is the ability to help young music artists, the ability to help emerging artists, and the ability, we think, for NFT technology to provide opportunities for young creative people, for emerging music artists around the world, to perhaps give their careers some oxygen they may not have been able to get access to otherwise. So we see the technology of an NFT really creating change to give young music artists these opportunities. They may well now be able to put together some funding through an NFT to maybe get them into a recording studio. And we have ability to help these artists to do that. It might be to help them to get a track out, to get some marketing, to get a song on Spotify, to get some airtime on the radio. It could be the difference between a young artist producing music and being heard, or never getting to that step. And that's something as a company we're really passionate about and excited about. So it's not just helping artists at the top end or engaging with artists at the very high end. It certainly is that, and there's incredible exclusive opportunity there, but it's also about helping grassroots music. And that's something that as a company at Dancing Seahorse, and I know Alex with your history and Chris getting involved with what you're doing, something we're all very passionate about at Dancing Seahorse, which is adding value to the creative side of the emerging music artist. So a couple of last points to wrap up on. We'll be launching a very unique marketplace exclusively for music NFTs. So keep your eye out for that in the next 6 weeks or so. You'll see a who's who of the world's big artists that will be represented on our marketplace. We love what marketplaces have done, but we think for the music industry, a very niche, exclusive music experience around what you want to do with music NFTs. And all the different things that can be done with it. Music NFTs will be showcased in about 6 weeks when we launch that marketplace. And we've got, and finally, a crypto coin, our own coin. It's called Rock Coin, ROKK. That'll attach to everything we're doing in the music space, and that'll involve working with the big concert promoters, the big artists, venues, emerging artists, and fans to have, I guess, a coin that can really integrate and align, I guess, fans of the music industry. So I'm getting a bit of a wind-up, so I think that's our time. But before we jump off stage, Chris and Alex, I know you guys have got a panel that you're on. When is that on that panel, guys?
3:50 today.
It's 3:50 today. Is it here or is it in the other room? Or
It's to be found out.
yeah, so 3:50. But Chris and Alex will be on a panel. If you want to go and ask any questions about the music industry, the NFT, what they've created, the creative side, please come along to that panel. And finally, our last slide. If you haven't followed us on our Discord, please do so. So you can get a screenshot of that, and get access and follow us on Discord. And also, we've got a booth here, which is upstairs next to the other conference room. Come and say hello. We'll be sponsoring an event tomorrow night at Coco, and we'd love to see you there. But come along and say hello to our team, and hopefully we can hear a little bit more about what all of you guys do as well. So thanks very much, and have a great conference.
Thank you.